Good morning, YouTube friends and family, and welcome to today's edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So this morning, you find me in my kitchen, actually making some breakfast. So I've tried a couple times to do the what I eat in a day video, and I'm not going to promise I get the whole day in today, but I thought I would just share some tips and tricks that I utilize on days where I need to work hard and have my body fueled. So of course, I've already had some coffee, because I wouldn't be speaking to you this morning if I hadn't had any coffee. I've had a lot of you ask about types of protein, what type of protein shake I use. So I'm going to show you, because my new Obvi order just came, my latest flavor, and y'all know I'm obsessed with cereal. This is the marshmallow cereal. So it tastes like Lucky Charms, and it is so good, and it does taste like Lucky Charms. So this is the super collagen protein. So it has more collagen than protein, 10 grams of collagen, 5 grams of protein. So this is going to be part of my breakfast. So it's super simple to make. So I do have a NutriBullet. I've put in 3 ice cubes. This is Aldi brand, Friendly Farms almond vanilla milk. And the reason that I am using store-bought vanilla almond milk, besides convenience, just to be frank, is because I am vitamin D deficient, and if you make your own almond milk, you're not getting that same vitamin D. So their instructions say 1 scoop. I put 2 because I think it tastes better, number 1, and it's delicious even with 1. But I'm trying to get that punch of protein in my diet, and also the collagen for my hair, skin, and nails. Then I just have some banana extract. So this would be like putting bananas on your cereal, and literally just a few drops, guys. Screw on the lid, shake it up, and this is going to be really loud, so bear with me for just a moment. All right, so we have a delicious, and I do mean delicious, protein shake full of collagen and good for you things. So that's not all I'm going to eat. So I did my nutritional analysis here before I start eating. Let me just share with you what my plate looks like. So I have 5.5 ounces of fresh cantaloupe. I have the brown berry organic 22 grains and seeds toast, plain, no butter, with 1.5 ounces of avocado, and then just a lot of seasoning on it. So looks like a pretty good breakfast, right? Like pretty healthy. So here's the 411 on nutrition. I was a little surprised myself when I looked at the macronutrients. So this does have 31 grams of carbs. So largely that's coming from the fruit, a little bit from the bread. 10 grams of fat, which is 28% of my allowance from the day, and that is coming from my avocado. But I believe avocado is a healthy fat. And since I'm not a huge meat eater, I don't worry about that amount of fat. It has 24 grams of protein. That is a huge amount of protein for breakfast and will help fuel me, keep me from getting hungry. 6 grams of fiber, and that is coming from the fruit as well as the bread. But here's what totally blew my mind. 6,000% of my vitamin A requirement, 698% of my vitamin C requirement, and 2,187% of my iron requirement. So very, very nutritious breakfast. And one of the reasons that I'm choosing to eat a little extra today is because I am going to be working hard. I am going to try to actually pressure wash the house. And I did learn some kind of distressing information last night regarding what all those flags are about, if you've been watching some of my videos. So I'll be sharing that with you shortly. So I'm gonna eat, clean my kitchen, and I'll bring you back for some more exciting happenings, so stay tuned. So before I get too far along, I wanted to just show you The state of my chimney goes all the way up to the roof, and just the little bit I've power washed. And when I bring you back to take my next break, I want to share with you what's going on as far as a gas line replacement on my property and what that may mean for a lot of my structure as well as my favorite tree. So stay tuned. So just another lovely view. This is the side of my house, and wow, what a difference on this little patch of sidewalk. So definitely addicted to power washing. So before I forget again, look how beautiful my garage door looks, except for these 3 panels, which I still have to finish, but it was much greener on this side. So being this close to the woods, I do have a lot of problem with green moss growth. So because of all the water, I did not want to bring my tripod out, and I trust you will enjoy the truck traffic again today, I swear. But I wanted to share a little something with you that has me a little distressed, and I would appreciate your all's thoughts and prayers over this. So I think I shared with you in the video I recorded yesterday, not sure the order that this is going to come up, but at any rate, that I had a lot of flags in my yard and across the street, and my poor neighbor has way more than I have. So last night, I'm lying in bed, watching TV, relaxing after a hard day's work, in my pajamas, and the doorbell rings. And I have a pretty elaborate security system which was set, and cameras, so I was able to see it was no one I knew, and it was a man. So I wasn't about to get out of bed in my PJs and answer the door. And he was also in an unmarked vehicle. So I saw him go put something in my mailbox. So after he left, I get up, I get dressed to go to the mailbox, and it is a letter from our gas and electric supplier. So 2 years ago, they tore up the entire road, and not on my property, on the adjacent property, all the way back to the gas line, and replaced it. And this said that they were going to be replacing the gas line again, and they would be removing anything in their way 50 foot of either side of their easement. So an easement is permission as a public utility company to be on someone else's land. So that impacts my 4-story, 50 to 60-year-old pine tree, my fence, all the gardening that I did yesterday, my tree, my garden shed in the back. I feel a lot more sorry for my neighbors because the front of their yard looks like they've erected flags for the 4th of July. And I'm going to try not to get sassy sarcastic, but what was so upsetting to me was basically just, we're telling you it's your problem. We're going to tear your place all up. Better get stuff moved. Well, guys, I'm not taking down my fence. I can't move my shed. They will take down the tree. They did say that. So I have called the project manager, who is sending out the on-site manager to speak with me, and he would not commit to what they were actually going to do. And I said, I'm very concerned about the tree. Yeah, I saw that tree on your property. I'm going to defer to Ron, which means I don't want to deal with any drama from you. So I'm not going to tell you. Hold on. I'm not going to tell you that we're going to tear your yard up, your tree up. But I've always been of the mindset to kill people with kindness. This is their job. This is evidently their right. And yes, I looked up the laws about easement. So after being very upset and slamming things around and saying some not so very nice things about the gas and electric company, I decided, you know what? I'm alive. My immediate family's alive. We're all relatively healthy. Nothing tragic has happened. The tree would be a loss. But the tree could also die, or it could be hit by one of these speeding semis y'all hear go flying through here. It will happen one day. It will. I'm surprised I haven't had one up in my yard yet, but I'm trying to take it with a grain of salt. So a little discouraged today. So nothing helps me more than to work. The harder I work, the tireder I get. I didn't sleep last night at all, hardly. The better off I will be. So today I'm going to work on beautifying the structure of my home by pressure washing, because they can't move my house. That's one thing they can't do. So there goes a big load of gravel. You know, I don't know. I was talking to my backdoor neighbors this morning, and this was before I had spoken with DP&L and the electric and gas supplier. And they live so far behind, they had not noticed the increase in truck traffic because they're not hearing it or seeing it like I do because it's in my front yard. So I still don't have an answer on that. I'm gonna have to Google that. Don't you think I should Google that? But instead of being discouraged, I'm gonna do what I can today. And the work begins July 1 and runs through September 30th. So that means the entire summer. And let me tell you guys, 2 years ago when they did it, it was a mess. So I'm going to try to give them grace, give myself grace, and move on. And just pray. Pray that they don't take down my tree. The fence, honestly, okay, this could be a blessing. I would like to move my fence in about 6 feet because I'm a little too close to the property line. And I'd like to get off the property line because I shouldn't have built it that close. And some of this posts could use re-cementing. So they said they would replace the post and reinstall the panels. So maybe that will be a blessing in disguise. So yeah, that's what's going on here at the Clark household. So I'm gonna get back to work. Well, welcome back by the very wet Wellness Homesteader. I am like soaked. I have been pressure washing. I have blown holes through 2 hoses, but my hoses were quite old because I haven't had any outdoor spigots for at least 5 years. So, and I've never pressure washed my house. So I have been working my way across the front of the house, and I just wanted to share with you a little bit of what I'm doing as I take a break. So hang tight. So I've finished the downspouts up to kind of the porch area right here. And I will do that kind of a little later because I have been actually cleaning my door and my porch chair and all of my siding. So it looks so much better, but I still have all this to do. So, is it worth it? It's absolutely worth it. The difference between the color of the cement, I do need to paint, but just getting all of the paint flecks off, the bird mess off. I still have to finish up the soffit here, and that is what is getting me so wet. So I decided to sit down and take a little break here and just try to enjoy the work, but not get overly tired. Well, it's such a stunning, beautiful day. Mild, low humidity. I thought I would come outside, and yes, I'm eating another tomato sandwich, some homemade salsa, and some of my 4-ingredient thin and crispy tortilla chips. So Probably not great nutrition, certainly very low in protein, but I'm so wet and dirty, I did not want to cook, so this is going to suffice. But what a stunning day. Well, I'm actually down now to the porch swing and really the dirtiest part of my porch. As you see here, got a lot of noisy trucks, but dirt and staining. So I am going to finish up this portion. Everything over here is done. And then I'm going to give you a final look and call it a day on power washing. Well, finished power washing for the day. The dramatic change in that step is amazing. My door is now white. My chimney is no longer green. And then walking around front, and guys, there's much more to be done. I am so pleased. My garage door glows in the dark, just about. It is so perfectly white. My porch looks better. And let me pop away here. Don't mean to be showing my address. So much cleaner. Definitely need painting for the railing, for the front doors. My poor little antique table that I purchased from a junk store many years ago, the first year I lived here, is looking pretty sad, but as long as it's in one piece, I'm gonna leave it. I am so pleased with how clean the porch came. I think now you can actually see the design that is in the cement. We are clean up top. So, yes, finally, power washed porch is complete. Well, thanks to all of you who stuck through to the bitter end. I just sat down on the porch just to get a little bit of a rest, and I definitely need a shower and a hair wash and all of those things. But thank you for sticking with me. I'd appreciate it if you enjoyed today's video, if you'd give me a thumbs up. And as always, leave me a comment. Let me know, what are you doing on your homestead, home place, apartment, condo, whatever your situation is. Do you have big remodel plans, or are you revising things? I could use some new decor for my front porch, but since I had to buy a weed eater and a hose in the last 2 days, you know, we're just gonna live with it the way it is for right now. So as always, be healthy, be well, be blessed, and I'll see y'all very soon. Take care.